Welcome to Round 5 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of June 6th. I'm Terry Morrow, and I'm here with Nicole Eridix.
Hello.
And Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Normally on Fridays, we take a break from talking and complaining and obsessing and instead shout out things other people are doing. But today, we're bringing you a replay of a past episode in which we are shouting at airlines instead. It's a different kind of recommendation. Today, we're talking about air travel. We talked about travel recently, but now we're specifically going to be talking about airplanes, something I have not been on for a very long time because there's not really any place I want to go so much that I want to put up with all of that. But it is a time of year when a lot of families are getting on airplanes and going to, Orlando, mostly, I guess. Or, if they're in the western side of the country, maybe Disneyland. But I've been thinking lately that airlines have all these perks and special programs for business travelers, and I get that. Business travelers are traveling all the time. Sometimes they're traveling on the corporate dime, so they got a lot of money to spend. I can see why airlines want to cater to them. But it does seem like family air travel must be a fairly sizable part of the market as well. And what if airlines catered to family travelers the way that they catered to business travelers? Can you imagine the wonderfulness of having a devoted place in the airport in which to wait with your child away from everything else? This would be awesome.
Yeah, if it didn't have a TV blaring CNN, that would be an improvement right there.
Yes, and pumping Cinnabon odors from the food court to you, and your kid is rolling around on disgusting carpet or like standing on a plastic chair poking the person sitting behind. This would all be, you'd need like a special play area with a locked door and a monitor. So you could go get the Cinnabon and your kid could be amused.
They do have the play areas in many airports, but not with like a staff person too.
That's right. I want like a business lounge level child care facility.
Yes.
And once you get on the plane, I know the business section has those special roomy seating areas where you can recline into a full bed and maybe pull up a curtain or something like that. What if they had like a special family area where you could like form seats into a little playpen for your kid, where your kid wouldn't have to sit in a seat the whole time? Wouldn't it be nice to let them just kind of roam around a little bit in a contained space?
Yes.
Or what if, there was a child care section on board, where you just, instead of first class, you just rope off an area and let kids play in there and mom can sit in the back with a glass of wine and Netflix or take a nap. What if there were some sort of special kick-proof chair so you could sit with your kid on this airplane and not worry the entire time about them bugging the person in the seat before? Because I've never been sure whether what is more annoying is the kid kicking or the mother constantly going, don't kick, don't kick, honey, don't kick, please stop kicking.
That was my trip all the way to Australia last year. It was this poor mom behind me. Even worse, this poor little kid who was just dying to bust out.
Yes.
And every 2 seconds it was, Polly, don't kick the seat. Polly, don't. And I just felt like saying, let Polly kick the damn seat.
The kicking I can put up with.
Right.
You lady,
I can't put up with your voice.
Shut up. So this would be a nice thing if there was some way, just, space things out somehow, or put a false barrier in front of the chair so the kid has something to kick that's not going to bounce the person. Empty rows. Alternate empty rows. This is what we need.
Their airlines are going to go for
Okay, that's going to work.
Or, maybe every seat comes with a giant box of wet wipes so you can sanitize everything your child is going to touch, and then before you leave, you can sanitize everything your child touched.
Right.
That would be very helpful.
Some kind of big catch-all at the bottom where all the food and the toys and the electronics, everything can just kind of be caught in this,
so it doesn't roll 3 seats away,
Yes.
Or
you
like
know.
a little dust buster, maybe, so you don't feel bad about the 5 million crumbs your kid leaves
Yes.
behind. If you could just like, you
Yes.
know, in the center thing where they have the thing you plug your headphones
Yeah,
into,
put like a little
you just pull a
vacuum.
little vacuum out of there and just you could tidy up every so often,
Yeah.
and you know, vacuum your child if
I think
necessary.
kids would like that. They would want to actually vacuum. Most kids, it would be
Yes.
a fun
So-
toy for them.
I think so.
I think that would be great. Maybe they could set some, so instead of getting points for frequent flying, maybe you could get points for every flight you're on where your kid doesn't cry or doesn't make a fuss and bother other people. If you have a perfectly behaved kid, you should get a credit for another trip. You know,
Mhm.
all the passengers can vote. It's like,
Yeah.
which was the best behaved family? We're going to give them a free ticket to Disney.
Right.
You know, certainly bathrooms on airplanes,
Oh,
if they
yeah.
Oh, the
could,
worst.
if they could make one that is more friendly to families, you know, big enough to have a changing table, or, you know,
That doesn't make a big scary noise when it flushes.
exactly, or just, you know,
Uh-huh.
a complete hazmat suit you could put on your child so you don't have to worry about what they're going to be touching and then putting
Don't touch
their
that.
putting their hands in their mouths. I would actually enjoy one of those if they could have adult-sized ones
Yep.
too. But certainly for kids, oh my goodness, I cannot even
With
imagine.
a little flap, like Long John.
Yeah.
Or you know, it'd be really cool. So I was watching this YouTube video of this. It was a Etihad airline, and they have these first class, what they call apartments,
Mm.
in their
Ooh.
plane, and they're literally sectioned off little rooms with doors.
Oh,
And
yes.
it would be really
Yep.
cool if they kind of did that, and they were like centers, and the kids could just rotate
Oh,
through
my.
each little center, and that would keep them busy for like the 12-hour flight.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And they'd have like a flight attendant in each kind of center
Yes.
doing an activity with your kids.
Right.
There you go. Probably some issues around seatbelts. Well, I guess you don't need to wear seatbelts through most of the flight, right? Yeah, that would be awesome. But or
I mean,
even
it would be
just
some kind of activity.
yeah, even just some sort of cabin situation where you could just be alone with your family and your kid, and your kid can make noise or do whatever your kid wants to do, and you don't have to worry about bothering other people.
I think what we're describing here is a train.
Except a train that only takes 2 hours to get to
Except it
Orlando instead of a
flies.
day and a half is what I would like.
Right. They
Right.
need a parent-friendly airline is what they need.
I
Because they
think
cater
just
to
like
business travel.
Yes.
They cater to first class.
Just have
Um,
planes that are specifically designed for this market.
The kid-friendly. I mean, my my poor friend, he's a pilot. He's flying for this airline who is putting Disney images on the tail of the airline.
Oh.
And the latest one that he was flying had a picture of the girl from Frozen. What's her, Elsa?
Elsa.
There's a
Mhm.
big picture of Elsa on the wing. And he's got a selfie of himself standing in front of it. And he's like, great, this is what I've aspired
Let
to.
it go. Let it go.
I know, didn't she cause a certain amount of mayhem? I haven't seen that movie, but is that who you really want on your plane?
But I'm like, okay, so they're like making it all fancy on the outside for families. Why don't they do
Yes.
something on the inside?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what you need. You need like maybe on the back of a seat is like a pad of coloring paper so your kid has something right in front of them that they can do. Or
Yeah, like an easel kind of
Yes.
thing. That's cool.
yes, and then
Mhm.
they wouldn't maybe kick. Well, they still would kick, but
And then kid-friendly snacks.
yes.
They really
Yes.
need kid-friendly. I mean, they're trying a little bit harder, but
And like
Really?
sippy cups.
yes.
So you don't have to like stare the entire time your child is drinking their juice or soda or whatever because you're sure they're going to spill it over
Well,
all
and
themselves.
sippy cups are parents because
Yes.
you're damn sure. Sorry, I just swore. Your kid is gonna knock your coffee onto your lap.
Absolutely. Yes. You know, definitely covered things and ways to make the food eating less,
Mhm.
you know, because you balance
Right.
things on that little tray and it's just
Yeah.
so
So
asking
bigger
for trouble.
trays.
Bigger trays.
Bigger trays.
Bigger trays.
Like maybe one big tray
Or
across.
and how about a tray that if your kid is in a car seat,
Mm-hmm.
they could still use.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like it's more adjustable or it's higher or something.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that
That's a good
it
idea.
works better for them.
Maybe a tray that has like...
And a clip, some kind of a clip at the top of the seat in front of you so that you can hang up like their iPad.
Oh, yeah.
So that they can watch it, you know, unless they have the screen there. And sometimes you can plug your device into their screen too.
Do they have chargers on planes now that you can just plug your thing into the
a lot
arm?
Of them do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
and
good.
a lot of them have Wi-Fi now too. So
yes, that's valuable.
And a lot of them have like they're just USB plugs, you know, so that you can.
They're slowly.
Nice.
They're making some strides to help us have a semi-pleasurable experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe with those tray tables, if they had like indents for things so that you could put like the sippy cup down into something, or you could put the crayons down into something so they're not going to roll all over the place when you have turbulence.
Right.
That would be helpful. That little tiny flat surfaces.
Yeah, they do have usually a cup one.
A cup thing?
They have,
do
like,
they?
A
I've
cup
not been on a plane for a very long time.
Yeah, they do.
But I feel like I never trust that to actually contain my beverage. You know, I feel like
It's
that's
just like a little shallow dent, though, right? It's not like a deep. I want a deep one.
That's why it
like
doesn't
in a car.
do anything.
Yeah, exactly, like a cup holder in a car. 2 or 3 of those across the front of the tray table. Well, of course, then the tray table would have to be considerably larger, but that's what we're talking about.
Nice, friendly decor inside.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just kind of, I don't know, some warm colors.
Yeah.
Just some, make it kind of like inviting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And not so
It
sterile.
would have been helpful when my son was little, because I came up with a hack for this, but the tray table latch is extremely attractive to children.
Mm-hmm.
Down, up, down, up, down, up. It's very cool. So I used to just bring a photograph or a magazine clipping and tape it over the latch so that my son could not see it. And that was very helpful. Because otherwise you turn it and something falls down. It's so cool.
Oh,
Yes.
so fun.
So maybe they need to camouflage their tray table latches in some way, or make it fastened from the side, or have it be child-proofed in some way. Then you would have to ask some child to come open it for you. But it seems like there's so many ways.
I hope the major airlines are going to be tagged in this podcast.
It would just take
when we put it
like
out.
1 or 2 bold airlines to claim that market share, and they would get devoted followings.
Seriously. No, I think they need to start, and just like we kind of tailor programs in schools, we need to get these airlines on board and start tailoring some planes for parents and people who do fly a lot.
Yes.
Okay, they may not fly like 10 times a year, but when they do fly with their family, they're spending big bucks.
Yeah, and when they fly, they're bringing like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 people along with them. So you know, you have to think of it, the big picture.
Right.
The big picture. And the long term, because you know what, they're going to get repeat business.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're going to get loyal customers.
And if air travel wasn't so hellish for families, we might travel more.
Right.
Exactly. So, I hope all those airlines are going to listen to this.
Absolutely. Call us, we'll consult.
Call us, we'll consult, exactly.
That's it for another week of Parenting Roundabout. If you missed any of our earlier episodes this week, look them up on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find all our episodes at parentingroundabout.com and talk back in the comments there, on our Facebook page, or on Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat. And please visit our Amazon shop at amazon.com/shop/momitude, where you can find links to a lot of the things we talk about. Have a great weekend, and see you back here on Monday when we'll have all new episodes to share.